So these videos are the problems that we did for example, or for exam 2, and there's only 10 of them, and I don't think these will take as long. So we're graphing this. Now the idea is that we know it's transforming. It's going to the left 2 and down 8. Now we can just do that for the vertex. We can go left 2 and down 8. Down 8. Right there. That would be the vertex. Now, we know it's right side up, so we know it's going like this, but there is a stretch of 3. So to get those points, one way to do it is to make a table of values. There's other ways you can do it, but this is just usually what I find easiest to tell students. You know where the vertex is, so put that in the middle. And then go 2 to the left and 2 to the right. And then you can just plug those in. 0 minus 2 is negative 2, squared is 4, 4 times 3 is 12, 12 minus 8 is 4. And that, I'm talking fast, but you can rewind it, but you can put it in a calculator, you can write it out on paper, whatever works for you. Now we put in the 1. 1 minus 2 is negative 1. Negative 1 squared is 1. 1 times 3 is 3. 3 minus 8 is negative 5. So you do that and you work it out. We know that it'll be symmetric. So we know there's a point at 0, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. We know there's a point at 1, negative 5. And because we know where the axis of symmetry is, you can draw that in. I noticed sometimes students were drawing that in. You didn't have to, but you could. And then we can see, okay, there's a point over here, and there's a point over here. And then we can draw a nice parabola. So we're wanting, well, it was almost a nice parabola. We're wanting to know a little bit about transformations and how to graph parabolas. And you can plug these in. Now, if you want to see it, we would say I'll do 1, I'll write this out. F of 3, putting in this number right here, is equal to 3 times 3 minus 2 squared minus 8. So that means 3 times, you got to do parentheses first. Then you have to do the exponent. So 1 squared is 1. And then you do the multiplication. And then the subtraction. That's where the negative 5 is coming from. Now that's what we expected. Just in case you're having trouble with that, I'm going to go ahead and do the other one. F of 4, which is going to be 3 times 4 minus 2 squared minus 8. Or 3 times 2 squared minus 8. Or 3 times 4, because you got to do the exponent, right? And then that's where you're getting the 12 minus 8. And that's where you get 4. I'm trying not to run into the other problem. Okay, and you can see all those points on there. This one's a little bit different. Now, it's not set up in that nice, convenient form where we know the vertex. However, you could change it to that form. We learned how to do that. But let's say you didn't want to do that, and say you wanted to use the vertex formula. So it's the opposite of b over 2a. So this is our a. It's negative 1. This is our B, so this is A, this is B is negative 6, and C is negative 4. We don't even need the C. Okay, so what is the opposite of negative 6 divided by, it's the opposite of B, 2 times negative 1. So you had to put the negative 1 in. That's probably what made this problem tricky. And so I get 6 over negative 2, which is negative 3. Okay, so I know my vertex is at negative 3 something. All right, how do you find the something? Well, you're going to find f of negative 3. So you're evaluating this function. You actually could even use synthetic division if you really wanted to be tricky. Or, maybe you love synthetic division, and that would work as well, because we have that rule. But let's say you forgot that or you didn't think of it, and you just put in negative 3 for x. So negative 3 squared is 9, but there's a negative in front of that, so it's going to be negative 9. Oops, there goes my negative. Negative 9, then plus 18, minus 4. So what's that? 9 minus 4, which is 5. Okay, so our vertex is at negative 3, 5. Okay, -3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right there. Now, there's a couple things you could do. We know the vertex, we know it's upside down, so we're expecting it to go this way. I didn't finish the vertex formula, but it's this. We did it already. Okay, so we know it's upside down. We're not expecting a stretch. So you could just put in, some numbers. You could put in 0 because that's easy to do. So that's the y-intercept. So f of 0 winds up being -4 if you plug that in. So 0, -1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, that's 3 steps away from the axis of symmetry. Here's I'm not very good at drawing the axis of symmetry. There it is. And then, so 3, 1, 2, 3 right there. And then you could find some other points. I probably would put in like 1. I'd find f of 1. So f of 1 would, I'm sorry, f of -1. I would have -1 squared minus 6 times -1 minus 4. Just plugging it into the function. That's going to give me -1, because this part's positive, but you got the negative in front, plus 6 minus 4. So that is 1. I'm getting a 1. That doesn't sound right. I think maybe did I do something wrong? 6 minus 4, -5, and 6 is 1. I don't think it should be there. Oh, I know why. Should have picked -2. -1 is fine, but I was thinking I was going to get the next one over, so I should have put -2 in. But this is fine. If you want to put in -2, you can. F of -2. Now I want to, just so I can see. So I'm plugging in a -2, lots of negative signs. So I get -4, let's see, plus 12 minus 4. So what's that? A -8, and I get a positive 4 out of it. Okay, so let's put that in. -2, 4 is going to be right there, and there's 1 on the other side. Now I have lots of points. I didn't need that many. Okay, and there we go.